let's really talk about high standards, and let's talk about when people tell you about their low-class cockroach standards. And I often, low-class, low IQ cockroach standards. All right, so, when you have low standards, you'll accept anything in life. Literally anything. You like going with the flow. I always hear the word, such and such a person is easygoing. The type of work I do with Spartanite is to imprint and dominate your will on somebody. That can sound very aggressive. That can sound very predatory. That can sound very scary to most people. People don't come to me in Spartanite who have weak wills. Or if they do, they don't stay very long. The idea for me, when I help people with Spartanite, whether it's ritual work, whether I'm summoning the entities for you, whether I'm doing life coaching, doesn't make a difference what I'm doing. It's, you have to make life submit to your will. We live in an interesting world, and we live in a world whereby people will constantly impose their will on you. They will constantly tell you what to do. They will constantly plan your life for you. I want to say that that's okay for most people. That's their dream. Why? Because they don't really have anything. The mind is so blank that they don't really care whether someone's made a decision for them, someone's done something. Oh well. I remember being younger, and people at school, at institutions, learning institutions, they try and tell me what to do, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not my choice. I don't want to do it. You have to do it. No, I don't. And people hate you when they, especially as a woman, when they can't control you. One said to me, I've even not seen men this stubborn. And it's not about being stubborn. Stubborn is when someone is trying to give you good advice, and then you don't want to take it because you're stubborn beyond understanding. This is more adamance. It's, you won't talk me out of my own will. And you need to get comfortable with this. People hate saying no. People have a big problem with saying no in life. If I don't like something, I won't do it. And I'll tell everybody I don't like it. I don't care. It's intimidating because you're not a fucking sheep. I've said this many times over and over again. You're not a sheep. And when you're not a sheep, you don't go with the crowd. You don't care about a crowd. If they're there, well and good, and if they're not, oh well, who cares? The number one problem with so many people is they become intimidated. It goes back to the intimidation thing I talk about often. Because lots of people, I know women have this problem a lot, but I've seen it with a lot of guys as well. They need a lot of people around them to feel secure. They need to feel, well, I'm shooting this in the outback, so yeah. They need to feel like someone's there to handhold them, to console them. Some of us who have done life, I didn't get that from people. People left me behind. They didn't even know where the fuck I was. And I tell people often who come to Spartanite, people will leave you behind when you're not a sheep. People won't care who you are when you're not a sheep. Because you don't have them little sheep ideals. You don't sit there and keep quiet when, someone's this, that. I remember saying, a lot of people, they lack common sense. And people start laughing. I don't know what's funny about that. A lot of people lack common sense. That's just reality. They don't think they lack common sense, because when you look at their decisions, you often wonder, how in the world have you got this far in life? I really want to know this. Have you outsourced your thinking to someone? What's happened? Spartanite is not for people who are brain dead. It's not for people that don't think. It's not for people like, oh yeah, we go with the flow. Only dead fish go with the flow. You come into Spartanite and you're a dead fish, will throw you out. So that already is scary. Why? Because their rules, their standards. People have to live up to something. You know, being a Spartanite myself, I'm not for people who have low self-esteem. I'm not for people who lack direction in life. Those people are cannon fodder to me. I don't care. They don't exist. Because when you have to live a great life, when you have big dreams, big goals, you don't care about people whose goal is to go party on the weekend. Who cares? Anybody can do that. If you have big goals, surround yourself with people who have big goals. Go see the world. Go talk to different people. Ask them different things. Get around people who want to achieve a lot in life. The trouble is people don't want to achieve a lot in life. I remember going to the local supermarket where I live, and I said to the guy, oh, you know, it's a nice day. If you weren't stacking shelves, what would you do? And he said, oh, you know, I just sit at home in a blanket and watch Netflix. These are the people of today. I have no shame in saying that. If you feel offended by this, click off it, unsubscribe, I couldn't care less. Nothing wrong with Netflix. You can relax and enjoy yourself. But people have made a habit of this stuff. A habit of stupidity, a habit of complacency, a habit whereby you look at them and you're just like, do you have a brain? What's wrong with you? I often sit alone and I wonder, like, what's happened in the last 20, 30 years? We obviously know Cabal is sick of people, they just want them dead. But intelligence has now become an endangered species. It's now come to a point where if I meet somebody intelligent, I'm relieved. Thank God they have a brain. Thank God they can think. Of course this is offensive to many people. Of course the video is going to be offensive to many people. Why? Because everybody thinks they're smart. Everybody thinks they're smart. They've got things going on in their life. And you take one look at their life and you're like, yep, that's why we don't fuck with you. That's why you don't sit at dinner tables with us. There's nothing. Somebody was saying to me the other day that, oh, you know, I don't know if I want to bring children in this world. This world is crazy. We know this world is crazy. That's all the more reason to bring in fighter children who will dominate you. If your kids don't want to dominate, ours will. We don't care. So it can sound very masculine of me to say that, but it's not. Because a lot of people have this impression that if you have a strong will, especially as a woman, you have to be a man. That's not the case at all. I very much enjoy my femininity. But will is something that is tough for a lot of people to understand. Because, man, I recently wanted to go out with somebody and, you know, it was like, well, you know, if I go somewhere, I'll spend money. I have no control over myself. This is the reason Cabal knows that to get rid of the sheep in the world, the masses, it's an easy job. Because if you lack self-control, you don't have will, right? And if you don't have will, you can easily be controlled and dominated. And most people are. They enjoy it. Because they have no thoughts of their own. They're brain dead. So it's easy to control them. When you come to Spartanite, I put you into a type of brainwashing. It's a brainwashing whereby I get you to think for yourself. Constantly question everything, question the narrative. Don't be annoying, but question everything. Know that most things are just full of shit. Most authority is full of shit. And people genuinely hate you when you question authority. Because, well, I'm this or I'm that. But are you really? I remember watching this show once where I don't remember where it was from. And they've come to arrest this criminal. And it's in Colombia. And the guy just tells them, sit down. Oh, and he whistles at the waiter. He said, get them a beer. If they're gonna arrest me, let them first eat a full plate of rice and beans with me, have a couple of beers, then we'll go. That's a guy, yeah, he's an authority for a reason. But he doesn't fear fake authority. You need to start asking yourself in life, where are you fearing fake authority and what's the impact it's having over you?